Welcome to St. Mark's Family, Youth, and Children's Time. So today, we're going to talk about when Satan tempted Jesus. Do you know what tempted means? Being tempted is when you want to do something even though you know it's wrong. Ruth and her sister Naomi here were asked to pick some mangoes for dinner. Their mother said they were not to eat any. How do you think it makes them feel that they cannot have any of the mangoes? Do you think that is all they are thinking about right now? What if I put candy in front of you, but I wouldn't let you have any? Would I be tempting you? What about Naomi and Ruth? Are they being tempted? Because I think they look like they want to have some mangoes. Even though they really want the mangoes, it would be wrong for them to take some. Maybe their mother will let them have one now. Today, we're going to learn about a time when Jesus was tempted. Jesus is God's Son, and he cannot sin. But he still feels temptation. Let's find out how Jesus handles being tempted. Once Jesus began his ministry, he was led into the wilderness. He stayed there for 40 days and 40 nights, and he did not have anything to eat or drink. Wow, what does it feel like to be that hungry? I know that I get hungry after a few hours of not eating, and Jesus went 40 days, so he was very, very hungry. Then Satan, the devil, came to see Jesus. He tempted Jesus by telling him to turn a stone into bread. But Jesus said, "You can't live on bread alone." And he did not turn the stone into bread. Next, that Satan took Jesus up to a high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms and riches and gold in the world. Satan told Jesus that if he would worship him, that he would give him all the kingdoms and the glory in the world. That means that Jesus would be rich and have all the food he wanted on earth. But Jesus said, "Worship the Lord your God and serve him only." It would be wrong to worship anyone but God. So Jesus did not worship Satan, even though he was very hungry. Finally, Satan took Jesus to Jerusalem and made him stand in the highest point in the temple. He teased Jesus and told him to prove that he really was God's son. He told Jesus to jump off the top of the temple and let the angels catch him. Well, the angels would certainly take care of Jesus if they needed to. But Jesus did not jump off the top of the temple. Instead, he said, "It is written, do not test God." Jesus did not give in to Satan's temptation. And 3 times Satan tempted Jesus. And Jesus felt tempted because he was human. But he did not sin because he was God. Jesus knows how it feels to be tempted. Just like Naomi and Ruth were tempted about the mangoes, and you might be tempted if I had candy in front of you.
Kids and adults are tempted to do bad stuff. What can you do when you are tempted? Well, if you are tempted to watch TV when your dad told you not to watch, or have a snack your mom told you not to eat, or hide your toys under the bed instead of cleaning up properly so you could go out and play. Did you know, as a Christian, you have God on your side to fight temptation? Did you know in 1 Corinthians 10:13, we are told,
"The only temptations that you have are the same temptations that all people have. But you can trust God. He will not let you be tempted more than you can bear. But when you are tempted, God will also give you a way to escape that temptation. Then you will be able to endure it."
What does that mean? Well, to endure it means you can experience it with patience. Like when you get a shot, you don't like it. It might hurt for a second. But with God's help, you can get through it. You can endure it. What can I do to fight temptation? Well, You can control your thoughts. We all have thoughts, but we don't have to let them control us. You can control them. Doing bad things often starts with bad thoughts. In 2 Corinthians 10:5, it says,
We also capture every thought and make it give up and obey Christ.
So let's capture those thoughts and make them obey Christ. How about running away from bad things? Yeah, that's a good idea. So you're trying to turn away bad thoughts and give them to Christ. But sometimes you need to get away from what is going on. Say you're playing in the park and your friends decide to damage a tree. You can try and talk them out of it, but maybe you actually have to leave so that you're not part of the problem. Don't be tempted to watch. Leave. Run away. Get an adult if you need to. Maybe if you leave, others will decide they should leave too. But I can't keep running away all the time. No, that sounds like a tough way to live, always running away. Why not go after better things? Fill your life with good things. Read a good book, a Bible story. Fill your life with friends who want to do good. Do something nice for a neighbor. Look for things that would make Jesus happy. Oh, and don't forget to go to church and make sure you obey your parents. I mentioned something earlier, but you can tell someone. Talking something over might help you to make a better decision. Sometimes you just need to tell someone stronger than you are to help fight the temptation and make a better decision. So let's fight off temptation and do the right thing.
I lay my life down at your feet. You're the only one I need. I turn to you and you were always there. In troubled times, it's you I seek. I put you first, that's all I need. I humble all I am, all to you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. Always there, every how and everywhere. Your grace abounds so deeply within me. You will never ever change. Yesterday, today the same. Forever till forever meets no end. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that